How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to GrapeApe's Reaver Express for the second episode of our ongoing live play campaign, combining DCC modules into homebrew content. A little recap from last time. The players started out in the village of Fallon in the country of North Haven. After it's about springtime, after a day of revelry when a carnival strolled into town, they went and had a great time enjoying all the rides, taking a break before the long spring harvest, not harvest, but planting season came around, and they would be hard at work at their jobs. During the night, though, all of the children disappeared. And it looks like we might have Lou just popping back in. So the cameras might go a little funny for a minute. Welcome back,
guys.
Lou.
Hey, thought I could make it back in. I don't know what happened there, folks. We made it through the wormhole. I'm back. All right.
Lana, do we need to take a little break to reset the cameras? All right, perfect. And where did I leave off? The children had all disappeared. Following the footprints and the screams for help of parents looking for their children, there was candy wrappers leading to the carnival that everyone had hung out the previous day. Surrounded by a eerie pink mist, the adventurers, villagers, zero-level peasants entered into this carnival of evil. Definitely a horrible sense as they went in. And already met some strange obstacles. A chicken that was, kind of giving them a stink eye, and a few of them turned into chickens. But we're going to introduce our players tonight and go over the new player death count. We have adjusted the map a little bit, and if we look at the bottom, we will see that Warnock is up first. Warnock, tell us a little bit about yourself and your characters that you got going on.
Hi.
And you may. Oh, there you go.
Hopefully you guys can all hear me. I only have 2 characters left. I died pretty quickly in the beginning there. But I have, let's see, I've got Thaddeus. He's still in human form. And he's holding his own for the moment. And then I also have Ulrich, who has turned into a beautiful Rhode Island red rooster. So that's what I'm rocking so far for tonight.
What happened to Otto?
Otto was a gong farmer, a very noble profession. Ended up, forget exactly how it happened, but his head, I think he rolled a fumble trying to hit the strongman competition, and his head ended up where the bell was. And one of our lovely characters crushed his skull by really just giving it their all. So the leaded weight went through his skull and murdering him. The same fate befell Otto, who also rolled the fumble. He was a noble end to a wonderful radish farmer. He had been in a radish farming accident earlier that week, lost a leg, and then this happened. So rest in peace, Otto. Rest in peace.
I think Ulrich is your other dead one, right?
Oh, Ulrich's my other dead one. So who's my chicken? Siegfried. That's
Siegfried.
Right. Okay.
So you have 1.5 characters left.
I have 1.5 characters. Yes.
Let's
scroll
over. Let's scroll over the player death count. Over to Mark. How's it going, Mark?
Hi. I'm doing well. I got 4 characters for tonight: Barclay, Finney, Elian, and Seraph. All still alive, I'm happy to say. And none of them are chickens, which I guess that depends on how you judge things, if that's good or bad. So yeah, see if they can make it through tonight's session.
All right, and over to Luau Lou. Lou, all your characters are still alive as well, but it looks like a couple of them look a little different.
Yeah, we got a few of them going all clucky on us here. So Jarsum Apple Press, my farmer, he's doing fine. He's been hanging out in the back, waiting for his moment. Kickjaw, the indentured servant, he survived it all. He's starting to gather up his master's goods. And then the two that are now chickens, we've got the outlaw Bass. He became a chicken when he tried to kill the rooster in the game there. And Visici, the jeweler who Kickjaw is indentured to, he also became a chicken trying to grab the golden egg. So we're not faring too bad, you know. The trick in DCC is stay to the back until it all matters, you know.
Lou, I mean, I would have thought you would have known if you'd ever been in a casino. You don't mess with the dealers, or otherwise, something bad happens.
Yeah, so
All
true.
right, let's scroll over to Gossamer. Gossamer, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, thanks. And I guess now we know that Lou's characters are all chickens in some way, shape, or form. Um, yeah, hey everyone, I'm Gossamer, also known as Sarah. I am playing. I have Oracly, the buff but not so bright halfling. He's been pretty active in playing all the games tonight at the Carnival. I also have Burkham, the kind of one for all for one dwarven miner who is the kind of guy you always want to have on your team. And Abigail, the once human animal trainer, now turned animal chicken, and her prize pony, Starshine. And unfortunately, my fourth character did meet her demise last session, and that was Sefna. I think you wanted a little bit of an obit,
Yeah, tell
Grape.
us a little
So
bit about Sefna. What happened?
yeah,
Who
so
was she?
Sefna,
We barely even knew her.
we did. We really just glimpsed her before she was stolen away from us. But Sefna Zadre was a wizard's apprentice to her mother. She had this dark skin, beautiful, thick, curly hair, and she always kind of wore dark clothing. She was quite young, barely 16. And if you kind of looked at her and you didn't know her, you'd think she was pretty cold and serious. She was always kind of studying, her nose in a book, not saying too much. But all the other characters, they would have known that her and her mother kind of moved to the local area just recently, a couple months ago. What people don't know about her is that she and her mother lived through a famine, one that unfortunately took her father from them, and so they moved to the area. And her mother is quite strict about like rules and laws and orders, and she has quite high expectations for Sefna. And but Sefna, you like in her heart, right? She preferred the wilds, nature, arts and culture, that kind of stuff, but she kind of kept that hidden. Um, and she undertook this mission. She came on board to try and save these children, find out what happened, both as a way to prove herself to her mother, but also because she was looking for some answers. The other characters would have noticed that she carried with her this black grimoire, and inside was a mysterious spell that Sefna did not understand. And so she was hoping that perhaps, I don't know, whatever's going on here in this carnival, this mystical happenings, could help her decipher what that spell is. But alas, her fate was sealed as she got stuck in a whack-a-mole tube, and her head has been split open, and she is no more. So the grimoire and the rest of her possessions are currently held in a gooey stasis. And that
Oh,
is
that's
Sefna.
right. Yeah, all her belongings are in the tube. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let us head over to Cirrus.
Hey, all right. So the good news is that everybody in the Scooby Gang, we're still alive. And Daphne the beekeeper, she just thinks that we should actually look for the children so we can get out of here. Because Jinkies, guys. Velma Dinkley, the halfling dyer, she almost met her end at the end of that giant game of whack-a-mole, but Fred saved her at the last moment, causing some jealousy with Daphne, but we'll see how that plays out.
Quick
Fred
thinking by
Jones, the
Fred.
Elven Navigator, is surprised that splitting up the group didn't solve any problems whatsoever. And Norville Shaggy Roberts, the herbalist, legally classified as a chicken, is not technically a chicken in game. Cowardice kept him alive, but granted him no XP. So he's got 0 XP, but he is alive. He's just trying to look to use up that pound of herb he started with the starting gear as a herbalist.
Excellent. And the Scooby Gang lives on. And there's some quick thinking by Fred to stop Velma from getting her head smashed. We'll see if they can get Velma out of there. She is still stuck in the tube. And tonight we have our sixth and final player joining us, Zerathon, also known as Josh. Josh, you have 3 characters, but we need to roll up your 4th one live in front of all the viewers. Are you
Nice.
ready?
I'm ready.
So if you'll open your character sheet on Roll20 and roll your first 3d6, that will be for strength. And strength in DCC is used for a variety of checks, lifting things,
So you just do a
hurling rocks.
3d6? Just a regular 3d6?
Just a regular 3d6.
Like that?
That is it. So your strength is going to be 11. You'll
All right.
please mark that on your sheet.
Yep, done.
And go ahead and continue on. Next is agility, balance,
Sure.
fine motor skills. What'd you get?
11.
11 again. A very
Yep.
average character so far. How about stamina?
9?
Oh, he's getting worse. Stamina is endurance, resistance to pain, checks for that kind of nature.
Yeah.
Personality, your charm, strength of will, persuasive talent. Are you a con
14.
artist?
Looks that way.
Got a little charm. Let's see how smart this guy is going to be. Give me an intelligence roll to
Alright.
discern information, retain knowledge.
Another 14.
Oh, he's an intellectual. And let's see if he is going to be a lucky peasant or not. Give me the last check for luck.
11. It's one
So
more.
if you are new to DCC, luck is an
Pretty good.
expendable stat that you can use to increase the outcome of any roll, the die number. So if you got a 15 and it misses the monster and you spend 2 luck to make it a 17 and that might hit. But as the game goes on, you're called to make luck checks throughout the game, and those get harder and harder as you spend that luck. But you can get it back. Roll me a D30, please, Josh. This is going to be your birth augur. What sign
There's
were
not
you
a
born under?
D30 on there.
You're going to have to type that one in.
D30. How
You
do I
should
type
start a
that in?
petition. Start a petition to roll
Was it
20
like
to get the funky dice on it.
exclamation roll D30 or something? Or is it just
It
D30?
is /R or roll space
Yeah.
1d30.
1D30. There you go. 19.
19. You were born, you survived a spider bite at birth. You came out of the womb, and a little nasty spider was living in the crib. It had made a little webbing right underneath, and they placed you in it for the first time, and it bit you right on your heel. But you're a stout little baby, survived it. So savings throws versus poison. It's possible you could get a bonus on that.
Where do
You
I
don't
put
have any
that?
luck. It should be right under the character sheet.
Is he going to get Peter Parker back?
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
I mean, he only has a luck on 11, so there's not really a modifier, but it can come into play if he uses it.
I don't know where to put that.
There's a bunch of little boxes under there. We'll get to it
Checkbox.
later.
Yeah.
Which one?
They're under the luck score if you keep scrolling down.
Is it the birth augur is what you're talking about?
Birth augur, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I found that.
It is called Lucky Sign in the book. Now we need you to roll 1d4 for your hit points, please.
Four.
Nice. And 5d12 for how many copper pieces you have?
5d12.
5d12.
29.
Not as rich as you could be. And then
That's
we're going to
copper.
need you to roll copper pieces.
Nice.
And we also need you to roll a D100 to figure out what occupation you are in the town of Fallon.
3.
3. You are the armorer, sir. You have a hammer, a blacksmith's hammer that you can use as a club. It will be a 1d4 damage. You also have an iron helmet. So in cases, the iron helmet doesn't come into play a lot. Each set of armor usually consists of a helmet that isn't really identified. But if you would have got stuck in this whack-a-mole game, that would have been perfect because I would have let that iron helmet protect your head, maybe on a luck check. But you have to remember to bring the iron helmet into play. It unfortunately does not give you a bonus to your AC.
So, iron hammer, you said?
A blacksmithing hammer or
Blacksmithing.
armorer's hammer, and that is going to be a 1d4. And then your other trade good is an iron helmet that you can use for whatever purpose you deem necessary.
Oh, these are trade goods. I was putting them under melee weapons and armor class.
And you do get one more extra item if you would roll me a d30 one more time. A d24, I'm sorry, d24.
23.
A 23 is one torch. You might be the torchbearer of the group. You have one torch.
Nice.
And so that is all it takes to roll up a character. That character is complete. It is 0 level. Now we can head back officially to the game. The map might look a little different to you guys. We got rid of the dynamic lighting because it just didn't make sense for such a kind of wide-ranging area. Better for a dungeon and stuff like that than this kind of exploratory map area. But you guys are currently in the mole pit, and I will move you over to that map and share a handout with you and the viewers that I forgot to share last week. This is going to be handout 6.
Ooh.
And so we can kind of see what happened to Sephna's head there. She got hit by one of the whack-a-mole hammers. You will see that your characters that are chickens have changed into chickens. And everyone else should be where they are at. Now, the floor keeps rotating and spinning. So the floor underneath you is constantly revolving. So keep that in mind as you're moving. Because at the other end, the far end, is a golden treasure chest that some of you are trying to get to. As the floor is rotating, the ceiling is also dropping down and coming up. So these holes in the ground keep appearing and disappearing as the floor is spinning. Think of like a cheese grater, one of those old spinning ones with the holes in it.
No, I'm thinking about Flash Gordon, man. When him and they got a fight on the Hawkman place. Remember that?
That's a good call. I do. So just like that, these are opening up underneath you. A few of us have got stuck in it, and whatever liquid is in there seems to solidify, and then your tube is kind of pushed up from underneath as the floor is spinning, almost as if it's like on a wave thing as it's rotating, popping people's heads, which is what happened to Sephna. Now, Fred luckily jammed a crowbar in there to stop Velma, and Velma attempted to break free, and it is breaking, but she is not free yet. You guys took care of the other moles, but let's go ahead and re-roll initiative. So select one of your tokens, and let's roll some initiative and start all the way over. Because 2 new moles have shown up out of the crowd.
Is
And
there
surrounding this... Go ahead.
are you gonna bring up the don't we need the what you what?
Combat.
You're breaking up there. Is that just me or is that him?
No, it's on mine too.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, okay. You're breaking up a little. Great. You're breaking up there, Steve Austin.
Now it's frozen on his beautiful face.
Oh no.
We
Back.
lost the game master. No.
All right, now's the time to cheat,
Free
guys.
for all.
And everybody.
Everybody move their tokens to the chest. Quick, quick, quick.
So I don't have any characters on the board yet. That's how it's supposed to be.
I think so. I think he's going to introduce you in.
Up
You
there's
do
the
have
turn order.
characters.
That's what I was waiting for. All right, where's the initiative button? There it is. I picked one character and clicked initiative. Is that it? Or are we doing multiples?
I think just one.
Okay,
Just one.
that one. That one.
Can you guys hear me yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah, you're
Yep,
back.
hear you now.
Yep.
You're back.
All right. I didn't think I left. I could hear you guys the entire time. You were talking about running and moving tokens, little cheaters.
Cheating? Did you hear about the
Damn.
cheating?
Keep on doing it. Move him back. Move him back.
I don't know what happened there. Little hiccup, I guess. But
Yeah, you're just frozen.
It's called streaming. That's what happens.
I know, right? All right.
Yep.
So,
You know
do
you're
we
doing it
have
right.
everybody in initiative? It looks like Thaddeus, who is Warnock, is going to be up first.
Okay. So Thaddeus will continue working his way over towards the golden chest. So he can go.
All right, and I'm going to draw an arrow on there to signify which way the floor is turning.
So he's going to try to work his way this way.
And are you down below, or did you pop up above, Thaddeus?
No, I'm still down below, both of my characters.
All right, and what is Siegfried the chicken going to do?
Siegfried the chicken is going to wait for the door or the floor to rise up again, and he's going to try to fly up through one of the holes.
All right, it shouldn't be any problem. You actually have 10 feet of movement. I was being generous with that, but yeah, your chicken makes it up to the top. Gives a little cluck, and can see the two mole men coming out the opposite end. And as they come out, the zombies in the bleachers around give a great cheer. If you recall, they were booing when you guys defeated the other two. So go ahead and move your tokens where you would like, and we will go to Gossamer.
Okay. Are you sure?
I
rolled
you
a
got
3.
Fenny Apple. Oh.
No, I'm Oracly.
Oh, I had Fenny in here from last time.
Oh, I don't know if I might be in there. Am I in? Yeah. I should roll one to get me in. I thought Fenny was still there, so let me just roll her again.
Oh, Fenny, Mark, that is you. I will put it back. I thought Fenny was Gossamer, so I apologize.
Yeah.
So, Mark, you're up next.
Does this happen a lot in DCC because you guys just keep slaughtering the characters?
So I roll. Oh, you got Fenny there. All right, never mind. I got her here twice. So Fenny's really eager. Fenny's right here in front of somebody here that is I think a fellow halfling that's stuck in a canister, if I remember right, in one of the tubes. I forget who that is there on the board, but Fenny's gonna try and climb up on top of the tube, or if it's down, and kind of take her. She's got an iron spike and an aug, and try and start chipping away at breaking this person that's trapped in here out
Yeah, that's
of the
Burkham.
out of Burkham. So, but she's doing that also. She's saying, "I'm sorry if my feet smell," and she's like standing on it. So if the tube goes up, she's going to go up with the tube while she's kind of hammering on with the spike to try and break them out there. So that's what she's doing there.
All right, give me a strength check to see how well you break into that.
I will say that last time too, Burkham already once tried to break himself out, and you said that it was cracking a little bit already.
Yep.
All right, get Finny's sheet here. Come on.
Burkham looks pretty safe right now, but everything is rotating a little bit.
Yeah, so Finny, 3 for strength. Not so good. Maybe chipping
So
away at it.
more kind of moral support, smacking it. This substance is pretty hard. It's solidified. Um, it's not as hard as metal. It's still got a little give to it, but your hammer, whatever you're whacking it with, is just kind of making little indentations into it rather than breaking it. And your other
Appreciate your
characters?
efforts, Penny.
So Barclay was up on top. He had just kind of taken out one of the mole creatures, I think, the last thing, and so he's gonna. It's not on the board anymore, but I believe there should be a what do you call it? A whack-a-mole mallet that he wants to pick up and grab.
All right, you can do so. It is a large kind of strongman-esque carnival mallet, wooden handle, wooden mallet. It doesn't look quite as big as one over by the strongman contest, not quite as exaggerated, but very similar. And that is going to do a 1d5.
Right, 1d5, and then he'll move a little bit, seeing the other mole creatures there, and then we'll go over to Elion, who has been underneath, and a lot of stuff is happening. He's also a falconeer. His falcon's kind of getting a little agitated with all this noise going around, so he's gonna try and work his way up onto the top level. And when he gets up there, he's gonna dehood his falcon because she's just getting a little crazy with all the noise, hoping that the falcon will maybe see the mole people and maybe think they're big, but maybe dinner, and kind of just release his falcon as it gets up there. And
And
then Seraph, he still has one thing on his mind, and he's just heading towards that pile of gold treasure chest on the other side.
and do you have a name for your falcon?
The falcon has a name, but hasn't quite spoken yet to Elion to
Okay.
say what her name is. So he's
right.
still building a relationship with her, and she hasn't quite said what her name is to him yet.
Well, we have released the falcons. All right, so now we go on to Cirrus.
All right, so I think Fred somehow got whisked over to the far left-hand side of the board there. He's that little page guy. I don't think he's supposed to be there.
Where's Fred?
All the way over the left, right there.
Oh, what is Fred doing over there?
Yeah, I think he's
I thought
supposed
he
to
was
He
the
was
gold.
he was right next to Velma, right?
Yeah, he was next to Velma somewhere. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, but last time he was able to shoot some of those mole men, so he's going to see if he can shoot one of those mole men with his short bow.
I think that would definitely be a possibility.
All right, so let's. He takes out his little his little short bow here, and he makes a heroic little roll. Let's see what this looks like. Pushing aside his ascot, hoping for the best, gets an 18. Look at that. The
Nice.
ascot for the win again. That'd be a 4 amazing points of damage.
That is a lot of damage. As your arrow flies across the spinning, lowering, rising ceiling, the cheers of the zombie onlookers change to boos and hisses, and some of them are even, waving at you, and you see an undead hand come flying toward your head. But it strikes this mole very deeply, dropping him to his knees. He gets up with a look of malice, but you can see blood coming from his stomach where your arrow pierced him, and it is deep, and he does not look very well.
Excellent. Too bad for him. I'll cry a river a little bit later for him, maybe. But here, I'm going to have Shaggy take care of this problem Daphne's in because she's stuck and she doesn't have her glasses, so she can't see her way out of it. So, Daphne's gonna, Velma's gonna try to break out of that thing, and she's gonna have Shaggy aiding her the entire time to get her.
All right, give me a strength roll for Velma,
I
please,
can definitely do
and
that.
add +3 to it for Shaggy assisting her.
All right, so it'd actually be 3 higher than that, so that'd be a grand total of a 9.
Do you want to stay in 9?
Let's.
Burn it or die.
Is it still? Is she still secure there where she is?
It
Forget
is
it. This is
breaking
defeat.
and
That's a low luck
snapping.
point.
She's wiggling. She feels like she might be able to get out next time. Her arm
I
pops
do spend a
free, and
luck
she can
point.
kind of. You spend one luck point. One luck point. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm hoping that the weakness, because it was cracking around here, I'm hoping that's enough to get her out with a 10.
Not quite. Your feet are still sunken pretty steeply in there. You pop an arm out. You're able to kind of put it on the top to help lift yourself up, but you are still secure in there.
Now, does it look
Luckily
like
for
this
you,
chicken's
the
going to have a
moles are way
problem?
on the other side.
Gotcha. Does it look like this chicken over here is going to have a problem with everything spinning?
Is Abigail stuck in the
No, she's
goo?
up top.
She's up top? All right.
Yep.
She is up top.
Then Daphne's going to do her best and start closing her way to. I don't think she's close to anybody that's stuck right now, if I'm following along right. So she's going to start making her way over to the mole men and the chest.
Okay. So go ahead and move Daphne for me. And now we are coming up to Kickjaw. Let's see. The players always go before the monsters on a tie. So Lou, you are going to be next.
Woo! All right. So let's see. My crew, we're all trying to move over towards the chest. What are the diameters of the holes that you fall into?
So they are about 3 feet wide, 3 to 4 feet wide in size, just enough for a body to kind of trip and fall into.
Okay. All right. Kickjaw's got a staff with him, and he's gonna like try to like scurry across the ground, keeping the staff kind of horizontal, so that maybe if he falls, it'll catch on the lip of that cylinder, and he won't go all the way down into the goo. So he's
All right.
moving to the left there to the chest area. The two chickens likewise are flipping, flopping, clucking as they head over that way. And then my farmer guy, man, he hasn't done much. Jarsum's going to try to do something here. He wants to try to wait. Now the cylinders themselves are moving upwards as the ceiling descends. Is that correct? It's kind of like a double whammy kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of like they're on a little roller coaster, and that's
Uh-huh.
causing the as
When
they're turning, they're on the roller coaster that's causing them to
yeah.
rise and lower.
Okay, and the floor also is coming down. Is that correct?
The floor is just spinning. So the
Okay,
floor is spinning as you guys
and
are
they come
moving,
up
which is
to it.
why
All right,
that's why you can only
that's
move 30 feet, because as the floor is lowering, you have to drop down or you're going to get crushed. The chickens,
all right.
however, the chickens can double move because they're so low to the ground already.
All right, so I'm gonna move them, a double move there. So for the farmer, he is going to jump into one of the cylinders with his pitchfork down and try to wait for the ceiling or for the cylinder to meet the ceiling. Whereupon he's going to try to grab a hold of the sides of the floor on the ceiling and pull himself upright, so that he'll then be up where the moles were and all that.
So the cylinders are filled with this thick, gooey substance,
Oh,
and you
all the way
see
up, huh?
your companions. So the cylinders are under the ground first, and as
Uh-huh.
the floor is rotating, they fall into these pits essentially, like 5 foot tall pits.
Yeah.
And then once they're immersed in whatever that goop is, it solidifies around them like a chemical reaction. We
Okay.
don't. I don't know if we have any alchemists or anything in the group, but an alchemist would tell you that it's a chemical reaction that causes the goo to solidify, and then at that point they start going up and down because otherwise the goo is just kind of whatever's pushing the cylinder can't push the goo up out of the tube.
Okay. So as
So
long as no one's in it, they're not going up. Is that correct?
right, that is correct.
Okay.
So did you
All
want
right.
to jump inside one?
I don't think so, no, sir.
All right.
What about now? I'll do this test. If he does thrust his pitchfork into one, will it solidify around his pitchfork?
That is a very good test.
I like that.
You stab your pitchfork into the goo, and it in fact chemically reacts and solidifies, almost giving you a hard platform that you can walk on now.
Okay, that's what he'll do.
Unfortunately,
He'll. I don't know.
give me a strength check because that pitchfork could be lost.
Yeah, it probably will be. I'm kind of counting on that. We'll see what goes down here.
I mean, it's almost instantaneous. As soon as the tines of the pitchfork enter in the goo, there's a couple seconds, and then you feel it stiffen. You tug back on it quickly, and you're able to pull it out just in time.
I got a 15 even on it.
You have successfully pulled the pitchfork out of the goo before it solidified.
Okay. All right. So then he's going to stand on top of that solidified goo and try to make his way up onto the platform where the moles are. And that'll probably eat up all his turn.
All right, so you can make it up to the platform, no problem. It's raising and lowering. I don't think I made anybody do an agility check for that last time, but go ahead and move your tokens wherever you want them to be. The moles begin rushing forward, and Bass stayed underneath, right?
Yeah, Bass is a chicken. He's down there.
And Daphne and Sorrel, they're still below, right? So the only ones with their heads sticking up are Burkham and Velma, but she's stuck.
There's also Starshine and sorry,
Starshine
Matt.
will be up there.
I deleted that token by mistake, Matt, for Starshine, who is also stuck in a vat.
Maybe that is why we had two.
She should be right here where I'm pinging.
All right, I'm just gonna make another Abigail token for right now.
Yeah,
and
just
we'll
mark her
call
like
that
we did before.
Starshine.
Thank you.
Matt, to add to your woes, I cannot move the sea cheese chicken token for some reason.
What? Let's see here. Let me just check it out. You should be able to.
Click in, dragon, nothing.
This one right up here is the one you're trying to move?
Oh, no. Okay, never mind. I was clicking on the wrong chicken. I got confused. All right, there we go.
There are two.
So many chickens.
There are two chickens that are the same. So Starshine is stuck. Burkham, Velma, anybody else? All right.
The farmer, Jarson, would be up there too for the moles to attack.
Yeah, Berkeley's up top. He's not stuck though.
All right, the moles are going to rush forward, and because you guys are not supposed to be up here, are Kickjaw and Thaddeus up on top? Either of them?
No, Kickjaw's below, crawling with his
Siegfried, the chicken, is up top. So Thaddeus is still below.
They look kind of confused by the chickens, and they're not really going after them. This is about as far as they can get on this turn. Are Soref and Daphne on top at all?
No, Seraph is below.
Daphne's below as well.
All right, so that is going to be their turn. And Oracly, Gossamer, you are up next.
Okay. Just a thought too. We could like dot the ones that are up top so that we can differentiate. Might help.
It would definitely help. I should have thought of that last game. If you guys want to, you guys can dot. Go ahead and dot your characters. So Lou, just click on the token, and there's a little circle directly underneath it. A little menu comes up. Just pick like a yellow dot for those guys to tell me who is up on top of the thing. Yellow, red, whatever color, just some kind of dot. All right, Gossamer, what are you gonna do?
Right. So, I guess maybe we'll start with Burkham. So he's currently stuck in the vat, so he's gonna try again to break himself free.
Go ahead and give me a strength check, and you are gonna get +2 because I think Fenny is over there helping you. Somebody's over there helping you.
Yeah, Fenny's there trying to do the best she can with her biking.
That'll be a 20.
Doing great. Burkham flexes, and Fenny is going to say this was all her help with the hammer.
The pep talk made a difference.
But Burkham flexes and just kind of like explodes out of there. Very stout little dwarf. And these chunks of almost like clear ice, kind of with a yellowish tint, break off, and Burkham is free.
Yeah, he's just like kind of shrugging all of that solidified goo from his body and shaking it off, grabbing his pick, making sure his lantern and grappling hook are still secure on his back as he kind of readies himself and gets his composure back. Meanwhile, Oracly is up top, and he is going to rush for the closest mole and attack it. Actually, I think seeing the size of these moles as soon as he gets up here, I think he's going to try out his trusty new crossbow that he got from the crossbow game. So he's going to take that, and from where he's at, he's just going to fire one of these potentially colorful bolts that he has from this crossbow at the mole. I guess this one here.
All right, that one is injured and bleeding quite a bit. You see a stain going down his brown carnival pants from the arrow piercing his gut. Fire away.
And I guess this won't have the cotton candy bonus because it's arranged. So it'll just be regular. 17!
Oh, that's right. Good call. Remember your cotton candy bonuses if you guys have those. I think those were all to physical attributes checks. And your crossbow indeed fires true. As you aim it, it's got a cartridge in there of 5 bolts, and they automatically reload, almost magically, you would say. And it fires directly into the beast's chest. And just as he's, kind of whipping his hammer around, ready to charge Starshine, he was eyeballing her head. And it hits him in the chest and drops him to the ground.
Fantastic. And Oracly, he's like probably still chewing some of his cotton candy. He just like nods approvingly to himself. It's like it's a pretty good prize.
And the crowd starts booing.
Of course, the undead, the skeletons, the zombies. I even think I see a vampire up in the, the box seats up there. They are not happy at all.
So I guess and Starshine is still stuck. So I guess can she just try and bust her way out?
Starshine is pretty strong. So give me a D20 roll +3 because she's a horse. She's gonna have some muscle on her.
Too awkward in there with her 4 legs stuck in this vat.
Yeah, she doesn't know what's going on. She can't, run or flex her feet like she normally would. Her hooves, she can't crack at anything. So she's just kind of really disorientated right now. She's looking around. She looks over to Abigail May, the chicken, wondering, what's happening here. What is this place? But we are back up to Thaddeus. Go ahead.
Sorry, one more. Yeah, I've got Abigail May, who is up top actually. So I think she's just gonna move. She's still working out her chicken wings. So I think if she's just gonna move towards.
I think you dropped out the one in the turn order.
The outside.
What did I miss in the turn order?
I think you only rolled initiative for one of the 2, and he dead, so he's out of the turn order.
The mole, yeah.
Gotcha.
I think he was tied with.
Yeah. So he will go after Kickjaw. Yeah. So as you can see, the floor kind of rotates. And let me reposition a little bit because it puts you guys a little bit further out than I had intended. But this is kind of the new positioning, and everybody's sideways. But Abigail May looks like she is very close to that chest. It is,
she's
of course.
Top, can I see it from up top?
You can see the top of it, and you can actually see that the floor kind of there's a set of steps right over here that go down to an exit. But the platform, that's the one the moles came on. So, Thaddeus, Warnock, you were going to be up next.
Okay, so Thaddeus is near one of the holes. Can he see the mole that's next to him? He's down below.
Yeah, you can see him staying up there.
Okay, so Thaddeus brought his crutches with him. So he would like to try to take a crutch and just sort of whack a mole up through the hole if that's possible.
Give me a agility check, please. We'll call this kind of like a ranged attack. Swinging up as it's coming down. I don't think you're going to be able to do too much damage with a crutch, but I do have something in mind.
Oh, you got a 4.
So you stick it up through the hole as the floor is turning, and the mole is looking around for targets. He sees the thing and just kind of kicks it to the side.
And Siegfried would like to fly at the mole's eyes and peck and scratch with his feet,
Nice.
if that's possible. And he
You
did eat
do
the
have-
cotton candy, so he should, I forget what the bonus is for that.
It was +2, I believe.
+2. Yeah, cool.
You guys can correct me if that is wrong, but that would be +2 to attack and damage.
Be a +2 to both of those. I don't know if that's. So
Do
it
you
should be a
want to
10
stay
in this
on
case.
a 10?
No. Let's burn some luck in chicken form. So what do we
How
got
much
for
would
luck
you
here?
like to
So
burn?
he would like to burn 6 points of luck.
That is unnecessary. You are very close to hitting it. I will tell you that much.
Okay,
It
how
won't tell
about
me
1
exactly.
point of luck?
A 1 point of luck will do it, and 11 hits
Okay.
for 6 points of damage. And Siegfried flies up, and this mole doesn't know what to think. You know, why are these chickens in here? He's supposed to be splattering heads, is his sole purpose in life. And Siegfried flies up with his new chicken wings, you know, scraping, catching his claws on the fur of the mole's neck, and just pecks right into the eye. And Siegfried just pecks repeatedly. I mean, you know how chickens eat. They're just bam, 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 like a little tiny jackhammer, a beaked jackhammer right in this guy's eye. And he screams and falls backwards. But Siegfried doesn't stop there. He just continues to peck until the eye is completely gone and there's more like a gaping hole in the mole's face. This mole is deceased. So you guys are pretty much out of combat. You've defeated all the mole creatures. The undead in the audience are booing furiously. They are not pleased. They look like they're standing up, getting ready to leave the game early. You know, it's done. Their team lost. They're not happy. What would you guys like to do now? We're kind of out of initiative, so everybody can move freely where they want to go.
Burkham
Got a
wants to try and get Starshine out of the vat.
All right. Cirrus, Lou, what are you guys going to be doing? Mark?
So most of my crew's headed still trying to head to the edge of the circle and then exit towards the chest there when it rotates around. The farmer though, he's up top, as if I got it correct. And you said there's some exits, kind of almost in the same direction that the chest was in.
And there is one right above the chest. And as the last mole person dies, the floor kind of slows. The carnival music kind of takes a more whining tone, like it's winding down, like a music box on its last notes. And the floor underneath where you guys stop spinning slowly. It appears you have defeated this game. Once Abigail May reaches the chest, the undead audience disappears. Just a puff of pink smoke kind of emanates from the stands where they all once were, and the tent is completely silent and clear of any threat. You guys will eventually be able to get out Starshine and Velma. They have survived to live another day. But let's go to this golden chest over here.
We still
Go
we
ahead.
still have 3 mallets, I think, up on the top. If some people want to grab, different characters want to grab some of the mallets here.
Good call. I think the farmer's going to grab one of those.
So that'll be a 1d5, and there'll be 2 left if anybody else wants to take one. Once you get over to the glowing chest, you can actually see that it's kind of a control box with a lever. The lever is currently in the down position, signifying the end of the game. No one really saw the lever move or anything, but you imagine that pushing the lever up might reset it or restart whatever happened in here. As you guys are thinking about leaving, if you guys can each make me a luck check with your best character.
Can I ask a question
And
first, Matt?
Thaddeus is going to grab a mallet too.
All right,
Yeah.
Thaddeus has one. Gossamer, go ahead.
Burkham would also go over to Sefna. Would she also, like, her body be released? From
You could break it out, yeah.
Yeah, I think he would, and just kind of go, like, grab her stuff and see if he can return it to her family.
Perfect.
Cool.
That is
Good to
completely 100% doable. You guys break Sefna out of there, get her stuff, and yeah, as you guys will see underneath your stats, there's a separate little button on Roll20 for luck check, and it'll tell you if you got a success or not. So Warnock, Mark, and Lou, you guys see that in one of the tubes right over here, in the gooey substance, is a glowing light. Not kind of like a light, but there's a glow, a golden glow emanating from that goo.
Right. Jessum's kind of this reticent, earth-baked farmer. He didn't say much, so he'll just kind of grunt to the others and wave them on. Look at this. As he gets closer to it, I mean, it's just light underneath the goo or something like that.
You can see at the bottom of the tube, there appears to be a small chest lying at the bottom, emanating a golden glow.
Siegfried sees the glow and the farmer moving, but he decides to peck
Yeah.
out the other eye because the first one was delicious.
Nice. Siegfried is having a little afternoon snack.
So suddenly being a rooster doesn't seem so bad to him. He's sort of growing into it.
Do you call out to the other ones, Lou, that there's a chest in the bottom of that tube?
Yeah.
The ones who haven't seen it?
Few less words, he's kind of trying to draw attention and pointing down at it. Now, is the chest submerged in the goo? Or is there no goo at all? I'm sorry if I missed it. Okay.
No, there is goo in there.
All right. He's going to see if he can fish it out with the pitchfork again and see what happens when he touches the goo.
All right. And Mark, you wanted to say something?
No, Seraph was going over to kind of check this out too and see what's happening. So I think yep, he'll be watching as he sticks the pitchfork in.
So you stick your pitchfork in there, and whatever strange circumstances cause that glue to solidify seems to no longer be active. It's very viscous and gooey as you stick your pitchfork in, but it doesn't solidify around the farm implement. It goes successfully down in there, and you're able to kind of wedge the tines underneath, lifting this goo-covered chest out. Your pitchfork is covered in slime, as well as the chest, but you now have a small treasure chest sitting up top out of the hole.
All right. He'll put down the slimy pitchfork and see if he can open the chest.
The chest is not locked. Opening it up reveals some type of key in there, along with a sack full of, it feels like 5 rocks and something clinking around.
Okay.
So Seraph, being a locksmith, will be drawn to the key, looking at it, examining it, and seeing what he knows about what type of lock this key might fit.
All right.
Are they actually rocks?
That's a good question. Do you give the bag to anybody else, Lou, or do you open it up and look inside?
I'm going to give the key to Seraph, and then I'll dump the bag out into the chest. See what falls out of it here.
The bag reveals 5 black stones. They look like gems. There are 5 onyxes. If there is a jeweler amongst us, I will give you a approximate value. And
but there
also,
is. So Visichi's going to flap over that direction, and we established that they can talk as chickens. So Visichi will, peck at the gems and turn them over with its beak, and reveal to them, everything he knows about them. That these are onyxes, and go on about what their value is if he knows and that kind of thing.
it's not a shabby cut of gen. It looks like a fine work. They are worth approximately 75 gold pieces total. There is 5 of them. The summoning key has a crown at the end of it. I guess not a crown, but like a hat, a jester's hat. So I don't know parts of a key, but if you got the forks of the key here, this part is the jester's hat coming down in the 3 kind of little things with the bells on them afterwards. The other thing that falls out of the bag is a small coin with a moon on it. It appears to be some kind of silverish coin, not necessarily a silver piece. This coin looks a lot larger than a normal gold, silver, or copper piece, almost twice the size. It has a moon on each side of it.
All right, Jessamine will bite the coin. Does it feel like real silver?
Oh, it's solid.
All right, he'll pocket that, and then he'll kind of wave his hands in front of the gems for everybody else. I'm sure that Visichi's going to command Kickjaw to grab one of those onyxes for himself, or for Visichi, that is. So Kickjaw will obey.
That is party treasure, and we need I guess we need to vote on who is our Josh. What's the word for the Cub Scout guy who keeps track of all the belongings?
Quartermaster.
Quartermaster. Thank you. Who wants to volunteer to be our party quartermaster?
I don't mind doing it.
All right, Gossamer. So anything that the party collects during any adventure, we'll just write that out on a sheet, and we will pick and choose through that stuff later on Discord, so as not to bore everyone.
Sure. I've got it written down.
There doesn't seem to be anything else of note around here. Are you guys going to stay in here? Are you going to take off?
Shaggy, Fred's going to try to reclaim his crowbar.
Yeah, the crowbar you can get. It wasn't stuck in the goo. The goo had already solidified. You do get your crowbar back. Anything else in here?
Elion is going to rehood his falcon, and in doing so, cut off a little piece of mole meat to feed her. She likes the rodent meat, so.
She was eyeing the chickens, and she greedily eats up the mole meat. After you exit the tent, you can see the edge of another tent further to the east. Down from the south, where you guys came in, out of the pink mist, comes another 4 villagers wandering around as if they're lost. You hear one of them calling out for the children. Cue Zerathon.
Children? I thought I just came here for the cotton candy.
No, you're looking for the children.
Oh.
You see a large group of villagers exiting a tent right to your north there.
Same village that I come from?
They are your friends and neighbors. You recognize all of them.
I gladly go over there en masse and say, have you seen the children?
We've been looking at all these tents. We ain't seen no children yet, says
Okay,
Orkley, this buff halfling.
If you don't mind, I'll join you guys and help look.
Have you found any? Where did you look?
I just got here. Sorry, I had a late. I had to do some cardio before we came.
Excellently
Same
played.
class. That's why you're late. We get it. You know.
Yeah.
Who are we talking to? Who's standing in front of us?
Kita Gormandak. Kita she's got, I don't know. I mean, I modeled all these characters after slave lords from the old D&D slave lords campaign. So if we kill them off, then joke's on the DM or the judge, because they're bad guys in slave lords. So, but Kita, Gormandak, Ian Wolf, and Theg Narlot.
All right, so you have another tent to the east that you can just make out in the pink mist that surrounds the entire environment. But you also hear a voice coming from the west. It calls out, it's kind of muffled. The pink fog is very thick and doesn't allow for the travel of sound very well, but you think you make out the words, candied ears, cherry fingers, get your treats here.
Oh.
So that is coming to the west, but otherwise you guys can go in any direction you want. And since we're using a party token, you guys can talk about which way you want to go. But we're going to have our newcomer Zerathon be the first one to decide a direction that the party is going to travel in. So where does everybody think you guys should go?
I'm all
Berkeley's
for
definitely
the
interested
West.
in that.
Shaggy wants to go where free candy is.
Free
But
candy.
and we have all the rappers too that we've been following. So
That's
Yeah,
true. That would
that
make
makes
sense.
sense. Yeah, the kids aren't very bright. They would probably go straight for the candy.
All
Maybe
right,
the candy
so
are always.
Penny's still hungry too. The cotton candy was good, but she's always up for some more treats.
Sounds like we're
So-
going to the candy.
Is there
All right,
more
we'll
cotton
move-
candy? Is that cotton candy stand still there?
It was actually inside the arcade tent, so you would have to
Hmm.
go back inside the arcade tent. But the arcade tent is still there.
Berkeley considers it, but then since the party's heading towards the other candy, presumably he'll pass it up.
All right, so Josh, if you would please move the token where you would like the party to go.
You said off to the left. Can I make it between those two tents?
You can. I cleared out a little area over there for you to go. That's kind of where the point
Is one a
is.
wigwam and one a teepee?
They are all circus tents.
Okay.
Go
They're
to the other side of them.
Wait,
two
what?
tents. I got it. I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
thanks. Somebody got me. Hey.
I told you.
I was moving through between the tents. To here? Hey, who's that? Is that a
good.
kid?
It is not a kid. It looks like a zombified concession person. And I have a handout, I believe. Where is it? But she has a box that she has strapped around in front of her with a leather strap that goes around her neck. And she is calling out, cherry fingers, candied ears, get your treats here. But she is definitely, she looks very not alive.
And gives a dismayed neigh and kind of backs up a bit.
Jarson will probably attack with a pitchfork.
Oh, she's not even doing anything, Jarsum. She's offering candy.
She's unnatural, that one.
Oh my goodness. Did I not put this in here? Well, it
Looks
is
like
9:16. We are just about in time for our first break, and by the time we come back, I will have this added to the Roll20 to hand out and show you guys.
Yay.
Before you kill her, you can see the edge of a tent up to the northwest. You can see what looks to be like a kind of tall rectangular shadow further to the west. And then further to the south is another tip of a tent, and what looks to appear like the flaming red hair, or it looks almost like fire coming off from where these little points are. And those are the things you see in that direction. Everybody, we are going to take our first little 7-minute break tonight, our only break. But tonight we are giving away a copy of, oh, I didn't flip my video around, Merchants of the Multiverse, written by Stefan Surratt. Some of you may know him as DM Bad Wrong Fun. He hangs out in the Discord chats all the time. And he recently just kickstarted a Weird Frontiers module. But he is going to sign and autograph this copy to whoever the winner is. And Alana, are we just going with emojis again? All right, so if you would type any emoji into the chat, we will draw that a few minutes after we come back from break. So type in the emoji, type in any emoji to enter the drawing. Has to be it has to be a picture history proof.
We can't put in a picture of one.
Well,
You said
any
type
emoji.
in any emoji. That's what he typed in.
Guess
Any
I did.
emoji.
I guess we'll count that. And
What if you put in
our players
emojis?
are also eligible to win this prize. All right, so type in those emojis, and we will see you after our break. Welcome back, everyone, to GrapeApe's Reaver Express, where we are playing a live campaign. Currently, we have a giveaway going on for Merchants of the Multiverse, a signed copy by Stefan Surratt. You can enter that in the next 10 minutes by just posting any emoji in the chat. We have just exited out of the tent and went over and saw this person, who I am now going to show you the new handout, with a little concessions box on it that says candy. And she appears to be holding up a reddish tinted ear, seeming to offer it to the party if they would like. She's like, candied ear? Cherry finger?
Yeah, that sounds
what do you guys
delicious.
do?
Gyaradak walks up and asks how much.
2 copper pieces for the low price of 2 coppers. You can have any of these tasty treats. Looking in the box, you can see there's an ear, eyeballs, noses, fingers, and then there's even hearts, liver, and lungs.
Liver.
A nice
She
Chianti.
appears to be very friendly, offering you treats. She does not appear hostile.
Do they look to be made of candy?
Give me an intelligence check. Most of them are covered with a red kind of
Is that a trained or
substance.
untrained roll? Is that
trained?
Like that?
Yeah, they are definitely real body parts.
Anyone I recognize? They look like kids' ears.
They do not. They almost have kind of like a transparent look to them, almost as if they're like candified.
Is there enough parts to put? Sorry.
They look very realistic as far as looking like real human parts. You know, the articulation on the noses, the edges and ridges, the irises of the eyes, but they're almost kind of opaque a little bit, kind of like they're hard candies.
Wow. Hey,
Fred has a. Go ahead.
Shaggy'd like to go over and buy a bunch of that stuff because that looks like it's pretty serious gummy stuff. I mean, come on, you do not find gummy hearts for like 2 copper pieces.
They are 2 copper a piece. Would you like to buy one of each?
I'll buy 13 of something because I have 26 copper pieces burning a hole in my pocket.
Which would you like? The eyes, ears, nose, finger, heart, liver, or lungs?
Probably 2 of both each.
Collect them all.
Not a problem. So you purchase 2 of each, and she has a look of elation and happiness on her face. She's like, please, try one. They're excellent. So sweet. Eat
You,
one.
you didn't get like a baker's dozen discount?
No, not in this carnival. Out of all the shady things in here, the
The
the no
concessions
baker.
are the yeah.
That's where they get
Where
you.
they get you is the concession.
Yeah.
Shaggy's pretty
Siegfried begs Thaddeus to buy some eyeballs because he now has a taste for eyeballs. He's like, come on, man, I'm a rooster. Give me some of those eyeballs. I got to have them. Thaddeus is like, you are just getting weirder, buddy. So he'll buy
All
him
right.
4.
Juicy.
All right.
The juicier the better.
Oracle's
Alright.
kind of standing there like he really wants to have some, but he's a little uncertain, but he's definitely very curious. But Burkham, the dwarf miner, walks up and he says, "This is preposterous. What are you doing?" To everybody.
Buying sweets.
Jarson's singing that same song. He's like, "Oh, she's unnatural. This is all wrong." He stomps his pitchfork on the ground. We should lay her to rest. Can't you see she's dead?
He acts defensively as well, and he's gonna uh, he'll direct it to the concession person, and say, "Have you sold these to kids?"
Oh, of course. Kids love our treats.
Where are they?
The treats are right here in my box. Would you
No,
like
the
some?
kids. Where are the kids?
Oh, they were here yesterday. I think I saw a few of them running around. Maybe they're on the slide.
Where's the
And,
slide?
as she says that, you guys can now see the structure behind her. There's an entrance tent right at the base of it. But what you thought was flames before is actually a very large slide that has a clown, a evil looking clown's face with the tongue, multicolored tongue, peeling down out of the head.
And Burkham immediately kind of goes around to look at this slide to see if he can see any kids.
Are
All
we
right,
done here
so
with the concessions lady then? You guys want to
well,
move on?
you guys can buy as many or as much as you want. I've posted the different pieces in the chat. They are 2 copper a piece, however much money you have. But Shaggy, were you gonna eat one?
So to recap, eyeballs, we got eyeballs, noses, ears, lungs, hearts. What else?
He typed it in the roll 20.
Liver.
Fingers
There was
and
liver.
lungs and liver.
Excellent. All right, cool. Yeah. So you know what? Those eyeballs, those are perfect size. So I'm gonna pop one of those in my mouth and see what they look like.
As you crunch down on it, it explodes with like a gooey sensation into it. I need you to make me a fortitude save, please.
Well, Shaggy's probably got a good fortitude here. Yeah.
Someone ban that guy. There's a bot. And thanks.
It does taste quite sweet.
17. Look at that.
Nice.
At first it tastes a little weird and a little funny, and you feel like you're gonna throw up a little bit. You're like, but then the flavor of the gooey center of the eyeball begins to hit your taste buds, and it actually tastes pretty good. You feel a sensation as you eat and swallow the eye. Your vision clears up, almost as if you can see in complete darkness.
Oracle, seeing that like nothing horrible happened to Shaggy, he'll buy an ear and eat it. He can't help himself.
All right, give me a fortitude save, please. And Cirrus, I typed you a message in the Roll20 chat. Do you
That's a
want to stay on a
5.
5?
I mean, that's real bad, and he doesn't have much luck, so yeah.
All right. You're eating the ear, and as you do so, even though it tastes a little spicy, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't taste like how you would imagine human flesh tastes like. It's definitely got some kind of candy, spicy consistency and flavor to it, but you just begin vomiting profusely all over the ground. For the next 30 seconds, you are just going to be puking your guts out, and most of the ear that you consumed is spit up all over the ground.
Yep. That's happening.
Can we get some vomiting sounds, Sarah? What does it sound like?
What? Why? Why? This is terrible!
All right, last chance to enter the drawing for Merchants of the Multiverse. And we are going to close that raffle and draw our winner in the next 10 seconds. You can win by posting any emoji at all into the chat on the Goodman Games site. So just type in any emoji. Pointy square got in there. 5, 4, 3, 2. That's it. Elena, who is our winner?
Do you want to roll a D7?
Oh, yeah. D7. All right. And we got
Thanks,
our
Troy.
players in there?
Oh, I thought they had to do emotes as well.
We did.
I wasn't going to make them do emotes as well, since they might have to pay attention to the game and not the chat. D9. All right. At 3. Whoever is number 3 is the winner.
That is Zerathon.
Yes.
What?
Nice.
Oh, right on.
I always win.
Uh,
All right, Josh, I will get
Congrats.
your address later.
it's
Sweet.
awesome.
You do always win. Next,
In theory,
next
you have.
session,
Theory, you have it.
he's
It's a great book,
disqualified
too.
next game. But keep tuning in because we're going to have other great giveaways. Next 2 weeks from now, next session, you might see a Luau Lu giveaway going on. All right, what are you guys going to do now?
I want to eat one. Each one of my characters wants to eat one of those thingies.
Give me a fortitude save for each of them.
Yeah, I like gambling. I'm a gambling man.
And
Hold on, I
anybody
gotta
else who wants to eat them, go ahead and roll fort saves if you're going to eat one.
fortitude save, just like that. I thought I
You
hit it.
might hit return a couple times because a little box pops up for any bonuses.
Oh, okay. Then. Yeah, it was a 16.
Yeah, we'll start 16. What did you eat there, Gormadoc?
Let's pick something interesting. How about heart?
As you chew on the heart, it is very tough and very chewy. It does have a savory kind of taste to it, and it's very cool in your mouth. But you feel invigorated by consuming it. Are you down any hit points?
No.
Then you permanently gain 2 hit points.
Nice.
So you are now at
Nice.
5.
Right on.
In a funnel, that's like could more than double your life.
He's a god. I'm a golden god.
Sorif, as you consume whatever you just ate, you begin. What did you eat, Sorif?
Seraph thought the fingers looked good for some reason.
And you popped a finger into your mouth, and you just couldn't get over the crunch, thinking there were bones actually in the finger. As soon as you tried to swallow it, you began choking. You know, part of it got lodged in your throat, and you were coughing. Somebody had to slap you on the back, and you just start puking all over the ground for the next 40 seconds.
Don't eat the fingers.
All right. There's coming fast and heavy now that we know we can get extra hit points. Warnock, what did Thaddeus eat?
For
Thaddeus
the rest of this game, we're just
ate a
going to be
lung.
talking to her.
Thaddeus ate a what?
Thaddeus ate a lung.
A lung. As Thaddeus chomps down on this little candy flavored lung, it has the taste of anisey, almost like it's black licorice. You are able to hold your breath 3 times the normal duration for the next 24 hours. And what did Siegfried eat?
Oh, he's an eyeball kind of rooster now. So.
An eyeball guy. He can see in the dark
Mhm.
for the next 2 encounters. In absolutely no light, it looks like bright light.
Cool.
That's the one that Cirrus got as well. And Cirrus is going to town, munching things down. Shaggy goes back in for another one. Is that right, Cirrus?
Yeah, Shaggy does a ear, a nose, and then a lung.
And he eats them all at the same time.
Yeah, why not?
Make me a luck check.
Sure.
I like the cut of your jib.
All right. So, and this is not pre-written, but since you have gorged yourself on all these body parts, an ear, a nose, and what else?
Well, I already had I just had an eye. I had an eye previously. I just now consumed an ear, a nose, and lung.
So you first felt your sight getting sharper. Then your lungs felt like they were iron lungs that you could withstand holding your breath in any poisonous gas encounters. Your eyes, I mean, your nose begins to perk up and you get all the sensations, the fresh grass, the sweat from the tents being put up, and the tarp lining being used over and over again, the wood that's used to hold up the beams. You smell all these things, the potato sacks that they use to slide down the sled. You smell the scent of potatoes, but you can also smell danger for the next 2 encounters. And then you also ate an ear, correct?
Yeah.
And so as your senses are amplifying, you also get superior hearing. You can hear a chiming jingle sound over by where the slide is coming from. Over where the shadow is further to the west, you can almost hear a rhythmic ticking sound. And then you think you hear a small child's laughter further to the northwest. Your sense of hearing has become magnified for the next 2 encounters. You are immune to surprise. But after gorging on all these pieces and failing your luck check, you have developed a sensation for human body parts. You now can no longer consume regular food unless it is in the shape of a body part.
It's awesome.
If you try to consume normal food that does not look like a body part, you will be vomiting. And let's see.
Can I do my other 3, or you want me to?
Oh, Shaggy. I didn't know those were all you, Shaggy. I thought you failed the other 2. Take that hearing thing away. Those 9s fail. So I thought you had rolled with 3 different characters, but it was all Shaggy.
Oh, yeah, all Shaggy.
All right, well, that was my fault, so that's what's going to happen. Yeah, Josh, go ahead and roll yours.
All right, we're gonna do a fortitude and 1 on Thag. Can I spend luck points on that?
Yeah, how much would you like to spend?
Can we make it? I don't know.
You probably need more than 1, but not a huge amount.
Yeah, I was thinking like at least an 11.
An 11 is good. That is a pass. And what did you eat?
Let's pick quick. Uh,
I don't think anybody's tried the liver yet.
Liver.
Yeah, liver.
Sold. Boy, I like the liver.
As you chew on the liver, it almost smushes in your mouth like a marshmallowy consistency. You feel like that if you could eat anything, an iron stomach, and nothing would affect you. You are immune to poison for the next 24 hours.
Cool.
All right, so enough eating body parts. We normally don't do this, viewers. This is a very rare occasion that we eat body parts, but Shaggy will be doing so for quite a while. Let's go to Warnock. Warnock, which way is the party going to go next?
Warnock
The
would like to head
concession
towards
box
that.
is completely empty.
It's completely empty. Warnock would, or not Warnock. The characters are sort of thinking the slide,
Okay.
right?
Didn't someone say they just with this? Oh, they maybe didn't hear that to the
You have to
northwest.
retcon that, yeah.
I do not retcon anything. We'll just go with if I say it, it happened. So you guys can retcon things, but I'll just flow with whatever mistakes I make. So that was a mistake on my part. Your benefit, you now have to eat human-shaped food. So you did hear the laughter up to the northwest.
Since
Briefly,
Shaggy's
and then he
That where
lost
the
the
slide
sensation.
is.
Since Shaggy's going to become a horrible monster, most likely in the future, unfortunately, his last good noble deed will be to point out the fact that the children I hear them up there.
Let's go.
Head
All
that
right,
way.
so you've got 2 votes for children, Warnock, but it is your decision.
Oh, I thought he
Gossamer,
heard them
Lou,
at the slide, so that's where I would like to head, towards the.
We'll
say
head
that one
towards
more
the
time.
noise.
Oh, I said I thought he heard the children up towards the slide. That's why I
Yeah.
said the slide. So
Yeah.
that's the way. Let's get out of here
He,
before.
he heard a little jingling sound up by the slide, kind of like
Okay.
musical chimes.
Now let's head in the direction of the children before any more
For
things
sure.
happen.
For the children.
Children.
I believe the children are the future.
All right.
I was
As
thinking more
you
dirty, rotten scoundrels for the children.
How much for the children? The little girl.
That's Blues Brothers.
you guys can see a tall rectangular box over by where that token is, just in your shadow. But as you come upon this immense tent, light pours out of it. Closer inspection reveals that it is packed with aisles standing about 15 feet in height, filled with rows upon rows of stuffed animals, dolls, and other toys. Distant childish laughter distracts you momentarily. It's definitely the sound of a girl playing and talking. You hear her voice echoing from somewhere deep in the tent.
Who's that woman that just appeared at the bottom left to us?
That is the tall rectangular box. It is about 8 feet in height, 4 feet wide. It's very shadowy. You'd have to get over there
Chocolate
closer,
Downy chick.
take a look at it.
The Sichi will command Kickjaw to carry him over there to take a look at it, and Kickjaw will
The
hold
box?
the chicken up. Yeah, the box.
You guys want to go look at the
Let the
box?
Sichi look at him.
What's in the box?
Does everybody want to go look at the box?
I'll go.
I
The
think
Sichi wants to.
Oracly would, but Burkham's gonna be interested in going to the children, so he'll be heading towards the tent, but he won't go inside until everyone joins.
Okay, Mark?
We can head towards the box. I think you want take the party all one place at a time, if I remember. So box is good.
Oh, I don't mind. You guys head over there, and
Pool or a pond? Pond would be good for you.
an ornate cabinet of wood and glass stands alone in the mists, 8 feet tall and 4 feet wide. At first, you surmise a woman has been imprisoned within, only to realize it is a very beautiful statue. Her brightly painted features and dress remind you of the traveling folk that pass through the villages and farms from time to time. A large crystal ball glows faintly in front of her, while a fanned out set of tarot cards lie under her left hand. At knee height is a brass plate etched with a crescent moon symbol, and a similarly shaped slot is cut into the plate next to the etching. The phrase, "Ask the Mistress of Fate," is painted in very fine detail on a board near the top of the cabinet. The lovely statue seems to be studying you serenely, her perfectly sculptured smile eliciting an unexpected calming effect over your nervous soul.
And is it like it's say 1 CP or something over the coin slot?
It does not. It only states
Jarsum,
exactly what I said.
Jarsum will pull out that silver coin and flip it over, kind of looking at the face on it compared to the faceplate here.
The coin that you pulled from the treasure chest has the crescent moon symbol on the front and the back, and it is a match for the crescent moon symbol on this box.
I'll go put it in and see what happens.
Sliding the coin in, a robotic female voice begins to say something as the mistress moves in a mechanical fashion, accompanied by a ghostly feminine robotic voice. What brave souls stand before me, hearts filled with courage and fear, eyes soon filled with tears. Come to one willed by the gods of a merry tune, providing coins of the moon to bring forth a boon. Answers given without guile to cut out this cancer vile. Ask your question.
Turn to the party.
It was your coin.
Ask her where the children are.
Yeah.
Turns back around. Oh, where are the children?
And we've even got a handout for this. Alana, that is going to be handout number 5.
Soul Star.
The hands lower around the globe, and for a second it brightens a little bit brighter. A vision appears of children in a strange land where everything seems to be fashioned out of candy. They play happily in a world of gingerbread houses, candy cane trees, and ponds that sparkle like sweetened syrup. They're running around playing tag, playing games, while a sun with a smiling face hovers overhead, whistling them a merry tune. In the distance, on top of a grassy hill, is a large distorted mirror. The mirror shimmers softly with a pale blue light. As you watch, the vision fades and the children vanish.
Has anyone seen Candyland around here?
Did we all see that vision or just Jarsum?
Everybody, yeah, it was in the
In the
globe.
crystal ball. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
sure you guys were looking around. After the vision fades, the statue's animated hands kind of jerk up to the normal starting position.
Lights go down and all that jazz.
So they seem to be safe. That's good.
Kickjaw,
Well, that
if
doesn't-
I were the children, I wouldn't want to be rescued.
That definitely doesn't look like any place here.
No, it doesn't
Okay,
seem like
let's
that
leave.
tent we heard the laughter from.
Maybe we go check out the tent where we heard the child laughing. Maybe there's one in there.
Before we leave, Seraph wants to take a look at this box where the coin is. Since he's a locksmith, he's used to getting into things, seeing if he can figure out a way to open this thing up and trigger it to like ask another question.
Give me an
Nice.
intelligence check, Seraph.
Yeah, it'd be great to ask
Come on,
how to get
Seraph.
there.
Oh,
There is no locking mechanism on the front, and walking around behind it seems to be a solid panel. There's thin glass, between you and the statue itself. Whoever comes and collects the coins that are deposited in here, if anyone collects the coins, you have no clue how they get them out.
only ask another question. How do we get there? I don't remember seeing a mirror. Distorted mirror? Where was the distorted mirror? That may be the way, but where
Oh,
is it?
like a fun house or something. If we know what those are. Right?
You do know what those are. You went through one yesterday when the daylight. It was quite fun.
Because maybe if there's a fun house with a distorted mirror, maybe we can walk through it to this candy land.
Does anybody remember seeing that mirror in the funhouse? Could we do a luck check or something to see?
Or go back to it.
To see where it was yesterday, to see its location.
No, sort of be like, oh, I remember that mirror from the funhouse yesterday. That sort of thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can try anything in DCC. Give me a luck check. It's one thing about DCC. Anything can be tried. You do not. I mean, you remember seeing a lot of mirrors in the funhouse, but none that stand out or are reminiscent of the one that you just saw. What do you guys want to do now?
Go back to the tent, you think?
Yeah,
Offering giving you a hard time.
yeah. Well, I'm normally my response is are we playing in Greyhawk? And then if they say no, then I'm like, see you later. But you got dirt on me, so I'm here.
He's going to be here for a long time, Boffer. You can see him every 2 weeks. All right, what are you guys doing?
Like
Burkham is itching to go into that tent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was giggling.
To the tent.
All right, so returning to the tent, you guys see the same kind of scene with the light pouring out. You can hear the voice and laughter inside. And these rows, if you think of a very tightly packed department store with 15-foot high shelves with toys all over them, that's kind of what you see.
Do I still hear the sound of the child playing?
You do.
Burkham's going to try and zone in on it.
It is in the back of the tent.
Sounds back here. Come on. And he's also leading Starshine with Chicken Abigail on top.
Shaggy.
Darson will follow.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
following.
Shaggy, with his superior hearing, actually hears the voice say, "Would you like a cookie?"
Oh, yeah. Wait. What does the cookie look like?
She's not talking to you, Shaggy. So that's just what you hear coming from inside. So obviously the girl voice is talking to someone.
They have cookies. We have to go in there. It's an emergency.
Heading inside, you guys are surrounded by racks and racks of toys. And as you travel through the aisles, each one of the dolls and the teddy bears and the stuffed camels, they all turn their heads and they're looking at you as you're walking through. No other movement comes out of them, but you definitely are getting a very unsettling, uneasy feeling. Finally, breaking through the tall racks of toys, you come upon a young girl. You're thrilled to finally be clear of the racks of toys you swear have been watching your every move, and in fact, they have. In the open area before you, the source of the conversation is revealed. A small girl is surrounded by stuffed animals and dolls, sitting in seats around a beautiful child-sized table. The girl appears to be 7 or 8. pacing around the table, pouring imaginary tea into china cups. She wears a lovely black school dress that only the child of a noble could afford, but you don't recognize her as being from the village. Her face is pale and creased with worry as she stops to scold a stuffed bear for not finishing his dinner. The bear ignores the scolding, and its head slowly turns towards you, with eyes that catch the light from above to give it a threatening gleam. The little girl turns to see what has stolen her bear's attention, as do all of the toys at the table. She pauses for an instant and then places her hands on her hips impatiently. Well, you're late for tea and you've completely missed dinner, but I've saved some seats. Wipe your feet and come have some my delicious pie and cookies. And you can see that there are enough empty seats for each of you.
Oh, I'm definitely. We're all sitting down for my folks. So yeah, Ian Wolf, Beg Narlot, the lot of them. Slippery Kita. I'm basically answering Brenda Wolf's questions by just naming everybody. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Oracly
Zerathon is sitting down.
will go sit down, but Burkham doesn't. He's kind of standing there with Starshine and Abigail, and he's just watching suspiciously.
Okay.
I
She
think
looks over and she
Jars.
says, "Chickens too."
Chickens are
I
people
think
too.
Jarsum's going to be reserved. He's going to stand back and start questioning where the other kids are. But the two chickens will hop up there hoping to get like a biscuit or something. And definitely Kickjaw's going to sit down and look for the tea in the cup and all that.
Yeah, I think Abigail might fly up off of Starshine's back and go sit in a chair. But Burkham's standing there with the pony.
Is
All
this
right.
one of the missing children from the village, or is this some kid no one's seen before?
We've never seen her, he said.
Don't recognize her.
Yeah, none of you guys recognized her.
Finney's gonna say pie, cookie, tea. What kind of tea do you have? Oh, this looks wonderful. And she's gonna sit down and like put on her best manners, ready for tea and cookies and pies.
The girl smiles delightfully at your excitedness, and she says, "Well, you'll just have to wait and see. It'll just be a minute. As soon as these rude people sit down." And she looks over at the ones who have decided to stand. Cirrus, what about your gang? Are they going to be sitting down?
We're all sitting down. I mean, and Daphne, I mean, she's got like a lot of experience with tea parties, so this is where we want to be.
All right. So who is not sitting down? Gossamer, do you have anybody not sitting down?
Burkham and the pony.
All right, Lou.
Just the farmer. He's trying to question her.
Who is that?
That's Jarsum. Yeah.
As you question her, she says, "I will not speak to you until you sit down, mister. This is a tea party."
Very well. He sits down with his pitchfork.
Have some manners. Mark, do you have anybody not sitting down?
No, I'll have all mine sit down. Seraph kind of grumbles as he does, but he does it anyways.
Warnock, do you have anybody not sitting down?
Thaddeus will sit down, and Siegfried will flap over and land on top of the creepy-looking bear's head.
Oh, really? All right, we will get back to that. And Zerathon, all yours are sitting down.
Yeah.
The little girl looks very pleased, and then she looks over to Burkham and Starshine. She walks away from the table and puts her hand underneath Starshine's neck, petting her gently. She says, "You can come too, pony. I always wanted a pony."
Starshine would react well to that. She's a pretty narcissistic pony, so if she's being praised, I think she would inherently go along with the little girl. Burkham is still suspicious. He's kind of like, his hands on his waist by his pick. But he'll reluctantly go over and slowly sit down.
And Burkham kind of gets a look from the little girl as he reluctantly goes over, and she says, and gives you a hump and kind of sticks her tongue out at you. But is eventually pleased that you sit down. And as Burkham sits down, all the food and beverages at the table become real. There was nothing there before, but once everyone is seated, almost as if from the mist manifesting out of nowhere, the food is on the table, cookies, pies, little cakes, finger cakes, and the glasses are filled with a dark liquid that you assume is tea. Well, now we can start. What are you doing here?
We're looking for the children.
Oh, there's lots of children here. Isn't the carnival wonderful?
They don't seem to be here at the moment.
Well, there's rides. This is just a tea party.
Don't any of the other children come to your tea parties?
They don't come to the tea parties. The funny man comes in and takes toys for the children.
What funny man?
The funny man, the one who makes jokes. And he's got a funny hat with 3 little bells on it. But he seems sad sometimes.
Where do all these toys come from?
I don't know where they come from, but he's given me a very important job of keeping the toys ready and dusted until they're ready to go to their forever homes. The toys are given to the children that visit the carnival. But I don't understand why they always come back, the toys. I would think the kids want to keep them. But
It's the
maybe
same
they
toys that
lose
come
them.
back?
The same toys all the time. Maybe they're mean to the toys and the toys run away. Why are you here after dark?
Are people
We
normally not
were
here?
looking for the kids.
Where do we find this jester man that you talk about?
He's around somewhere. He comes in here every now and then, but usually just to give toys to the children. I don't know where he is right now. I can't leave.
Why can't you leave?
The pink mist won't let me go. I have a very important job here, and she puffs out her little chest. I have to keep all the toys in order. Very important. And
Wouldn't you rather play with the other kids?
and she kind of gets a sad look on her face. She says, I would rather play with the kids.
Then why don't you come with us and we'll go find the kids and you can go play with them?
I can't go where they go. They go to a special place and eat candy forever. You can look for them, but they won't want to leave.
The Isle of the Lotus Eaters.
Speaking of eating, Oracles like shoving his mouth with the food and tea, eager to wash the taste of ear out of his mouth.
The sweets taste wonderful. They are very sweet, perfectly baked, nice flaky crust, and the bitter tea with just a hint of cream, is the perfect accoutrement for these snacks.
Man, the
What
food is
happened
really
with the
hit
chicken?
and miss in here.
What happened with the chicken that landed on the one bear's head?
Oh yeah.
So the chicken lands on the bear's head, and the bear starts looking up, looking all over the place, trying to see the chicken. But I'm assuming, the chicken has dug its little feet or whatever in there. And the little girl looks over and she giggles and she says, You shouldn't tease Tiddlefinks like that. It's funny, though.
And being a chicken, Siegfried can't control his bowels as well as he used to. and chicken poop plops on top of the bear's head.
Oh no! Shoo, shoo, shoo! She gets up and takes a napkin. I'm sorry, Tittlefinks. That silly chicken. He went doo-doo on your head. She kind of flaps you off. What about
Sort
you,
of
Sirius?
ruffle
You got
my
anything to
feathers.
say?
Um, Velma is backing away from the table because she is really, really creeped out. She's actually checking to see if this tent looks like it's flammable. Is it flammable?
I mean, it's made out of
Burn
canvas,
it
so
all to the ground.
you would imagine it would burn.
Is it? She's gonna be sizing up, maybe starting a fire a little bit out of sight here and setting the whole thing alight because there is nothing good that will ever come of anything in this tent.
Okay, so as you're backing away, imagine the tent being kind of rectangular, even though it shows up as circular on the map. And against the walls are these racks of toys that are eyeing your every move.
So,
What about your other characters? Are they doing anything at the table?
oh, Shaggy's looking for any like body part sized cookies or anything like that. Is there anything here he can eat at all?
Nothing really resembles a body part. Maybe if you smash one of the cakes up into an eyeball shape, then maybe.
Shaggy's depressed. This is the worst possible curse for him. But he will, in exchange, ask the little girl if she would like a candy,
Oh, thank you very much.
and
But
he'll give her one of the eyeballs.
she takes it and looks at it and she says, one of the candy eyeballs. I've never had one of these. I've heard the other children talk about them. She looks at Elion. She's like, do you have any boys or girls?
I don't have any boys. I just have my falcon here. And he
Can, can I
strokes his falcon.
can I pet it?
Sure. And he holds out the falcon to her.
She gently pets the falcon's neck and she says, Emmerich never brings any animals in here.
Is that his name? Emmerich, you say?
Uh, yeah, the man that runs the carnival is named Emmerich, but he made me promise not to tell anyone. He
Oh,
doesn't like grown-ups, and he does bad things to them because they don't take care of their kids. That's why the kids always come back. But please don't tell him I told you.
What's
it's
your
our
name?
secret.
What's my name? Isabel? Nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name's Burkham.
Very nice to meet you, Burkham. Would you like some more tea?
He nods.
And he says,
She,
I'll have some more tea. And she's eating cookies and cakes. And she's saying, this is so good. And she turns to Tittlefinks and says, Mr. Tittlefinks, you're not eating your cookies. Like, do you know where the kids are? And she's trying to feed Mr. Tittlefinks a cookie.
so, so if you imagine one of those animated bears from like the horror movies that you've seen, that's kind of what Tittlefinks looks like. But the Tittlefinks, as you're trying to push the cookie into his mouth, his face kind of goes, and
They're so good, though. Try, like, where do you take the kids? Like, this is wonderful. And she's eating, trying to talk to Mr. Tittlefinks.
the kids go to Carnival Land where they don't ever have to grow old, and they eat candy until they throw up. Bleh! Or play games all day while the sun sings to them. I wish I could go, but I really miss my parents too.
How long have you been here?
I don't remember.
Who were your parents?
We can help you get home once you're finished your job.
What did you say, Warnock? I missed it.
Oh, I said, who are your parents?
Oh, my mommy and daddy are my parents, silly.
What do they do?
Well, my daddy is a baker, and my mommy helps him.
What happens if you try to leave? You say the pink mist won't let you leave?
I've tried before when Emmerich isn't looking, but as soon as I step into it, I'm just facing the other way. And I can't leave
Is Emmerich?
Tittlefinks and the other toys. I have a very important job, you know.
What is your job?
I take care of all the toys when they come back and get them ready for the next child to love them.
What do you do to get them ready?
Well, I clean them and I brush their hair and I paint their nails. Make
Their
sure they're all
nails?
shiny and new. Of course. Look at Missy's nails over there. And she points to a doll that's sitting at the table that has multicolored paint on its fingers.
Very beautiful.
How would we get to Carnival Land? Where the kids go?
I don't know. I've never been.
Have you seen the kids when they disappear?
No, the carnival's different during the day than it is in the night.
Yeah, the pink mist, is it outside this tent or outside the carnival in general?
I don't know, silly. I can't go outside the tent. When I exit this tent, the pink mist is always there.
Jarson wants to look around at the tent posts. Like sometimes, the tents are pretty, transitory in these carnivals, and they're just, resting on the ground, and the stakes themselves are what holds the tent up. Does it look like you could lift these tent posts, or are they pretty permanent?
I mean, it looks like you could lift them. They don't look to be permanent structures. They're kind of stood up in the grass.
You think it just moved the tent?
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Just walk the tent right out the front door with Isabel in it.
Yeah, I mean, he'll float that idea out to those of you that are, kind of following him.
Why don't we put a pin in that? Come back to that as an option. I
Well,
like the
the
cut of your
tea
jib.
party's over. I have to get back to work before Emmerich comes in and checks on me. You guys better go.
You've been very helpful, Isabel.
Thank you for the tea.
Thank you. Do you guys want to take Tittlefinks with you?
Oh, yes, I want to take Tittlefinks with me.
Tittlefinks, do you want to go with them? And the bear kind of shakes his head and he says, Tittlefinks, you're so silly. Go help them. Find the children. And he grudgingly nods his head. And Mark, who was that said they were going to take Tittlefinks?
That was Finny, and Finny gives Tittlefinks a big hug.
Tittlefinks' soft, furry hand fits in your open palm as if he's ready to walk with you wherever you go.
Finny's very happy. She's like, all right, show us where the kids are.
Tittlefinks begins tugging you out of the tent. Bye.
Jarson's gonna grab Bass, who's a chicken, pick him up, and tell him basically, hey, look here, you're gonna stay here, and I want you to crow really loud when you see Emmerich come. And he'll, as they're walking out, he'll try to push the chicken in with some of the stuffed animals, try to hide it in there on the shelf.
That's awesome.
All right. You're going to have to repeat that one more time. I was getting a token ready for you. Say it one more time for me, please.
So the farmer's taking Bass, who's one of the roosters, and he's telling Bass, hey, you're going to hang out here, and if you see the jester come, you're going to crow really loud. He's going to try to push the chicken in with the toys, kind of hide it, ET style kind of thing.
Give me a luck check for the chicken or whoever is putting the chicken in the row. As you put the chicken up there, she says, I wouldn't leave him here. If you do, he'll become a toy. do you still want to leave him?
Yeah, I don't think Bass would be up for that. So he'd probably.
Would
I'm
you
not
rather be a
doing this.
chicken or a toy?
Yeah.
Toy chicken.
Because Tiddlewinks is, walking around like,
Yeah. No worse off than a chicken.
Yeah, that is true.
You guys can see the Tiddlefinks token. It looks like Tiddlefinks has real human teeth in his mouth. But Mark, you can move that Tiddlefinks.
are they his?
You'll have to ask him.
Burkham wants to ask Isabel as we're kind of heading out the door with, this interaction with chickens happening, and he'll say, "Do you know how to get these chickens back into humans?"
No, I don't. I'm sorry. Maybe if you talk to Emmerich, he could change them back. He has control over the whole carnival.
Yeah, sounds like.
Do you know
Hey,
where
Tiddlefinks, Slippery Kita says, I really like your teeth. Where did you get them?
He shakes his head up and down.
Like, yeah?
Mm-hmm. He nods yes.
Are those
Serious,
your
what were you going to say?
He's a teddy bear. Teddy bears can't talk. Come on.
As you ask him if those are your teeth, it looks like his smile just gets a tiny little bit bigger. I mean, his mouth doesn't look like it can articulate, but if you had to say it did, you would verify that it did. And he smiles a little bit, showing off his teeth.
Beautiful.
All right, where to next?
Oh, well, Finney's.
Burkham's gonna say to the group, I mean, we've been learning some stuff so far. I guess this is helping, but I don't know. Maybe at some point we should come back during the day.
Can we even leave?
Never
Wasn't there
tried
some
to
pink
leave.
mists?
We haven't tried it yet. Yeah.
Why don't we just keep going?
So
This is fun.
this
Finn,
to verify. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
This carnival, it can't kind of came into town and it's expected to leave town pretty soon. Is that correct?
That is correct. In
Uh,
your past experience, the carnivals have only stayed for a day, 2 days at the most. They travel from city to city. Usually by the second day, they've gained all the money they can get from these towns. The towns aren't really rich, especially these border towns that the carnival travels to. So staying really wouldn't gain them any more money. So they do like
Message
to
received. We can't leave. We gotta
break
stay. We're
up
not.
and
if we did, the carnival could disappear and then we can't get the
With
kids
all the
anyhow. So, yeah.
children.
it's
Think of the
possible.
children. Oh God, let's keep going, guys. Someone who's picking the direction next.
Finney,
Mark is going to pick the direction this time.
yeah, well, Finney's convinced that Tiddlefinks can lead them to the kids, so she's gonna ask Mr. Tiddlefinks to can bring us to where the kids are, lead the way, holding the bear's hand.
Tiddlefinks does not move, but he points to the slide. And then he
Point.
points over toward the statue. So he points to the slide, and then he points to the statue in this direction. But he does not take a step forward.
Well, I guess Tiddlefinks since we go to the slide or the statue, so maybe we go back to the slide.
Slide.
Let's do it.
Slide.
All right, go ahead and move us where we're going, Mark. The mist parts here, revealing a previously shrouded large construction. You already saw it when you were talking to the concession lady, but a giant wooden jester head rises 50 feet into the mists above, its mouth frozen in mid laugh. A wide section of highly polished pink wood slopes steeply down from the mouth to the ground, ending in a pile of velvet pillows. Halfway down the ramp, glowing keys dangle from a cord that hangs in the air from both sides. A sign on the side of the structure depicts children laughing as they ride the ramp down. Some hold keys that they grab along the way. Tittlefink tugs at your finger, and you see him point to the keys.
I think we need to get the keys.
How do we get into the slide? Do we go into the tent and then climb up, or?
You go into the tent, and there is a stair, rickety kind of stair, going up to the very top.
Okay.
Are you guys going to do so?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jarson will go up there with his pitchfork, and they got the potato sacks up there. What do they got going on there?
Once you guys get up there, is anyone not going up there?
Berkham's gonna leave Starshine and Abigail the chicken down below, but Berkham and Orkley will go in.
How many
All right,
keys are we talking about?
How many keys are hanging from the thing?
Yeah.
Probably at least 50.
Okay.
Do you want
All
to
my
take the
folks
time
are
to
going.
count them all?
No. More than like 6. Got it. So yeah, my Team Slave Lord's going.
All right. Is anyone else not going up there? At the top, you find a bin filled with scraps of cloth lying at the at the top of the slide at the edge. The ramp has enough rigid slots to accommodate everyone. Amazingly enough, there are just enough rich slots for each one of you. The keys are about at the 20-foot mark down the slide.
Do the keys look all the same?
They do. And they do look all the same.
Orkley
Jarson
steps up.
wants to get a.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say he wants to get a potato sack, lay it down, sit down on it with his pitchfork up like this, kind of like getting ready to spear a bunch of keys with the pitchfork as he goes down, and then
That's a
ask
good
somebody
idea.
to give him a push.
All right. What's everybody else doing?
Well, I want to see how it goes
Orkley's-
when he. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Orkley is right up there with you. He's he's been doing good at these games so far, and he's confident that he can master this one as well. And his plan is going to be to use his feather boa to kind of throw it to grab a key as he slides down.
Okay.
To grapple one of the keys.
So
All right.
Seraph, as he slides down, he's gonna take his dagger and kind of scrape it on the back of the slide to slow him down, so when he gets close to a key, he can grab one.
All right. Anybody else have any little trickery up their sleeve?
I
Gormadoc.
think that Thaddeus is going to row Siegfried while he's going down, so Siegfried can flap up and try to land on the wire.
Oh, nice.
Nice. All right. Zerathon, Gormadoc is doing what?
He's got a rope. He's tying it off, and he's just gonna go down to where the keys are.
All right. And Cirrus, what is Team Mystery Machine doing?
Oh, let's So Shaggy's got this big staff. I think he can use that to get down one of the keys as we go down. I think he can kind of like knock it down as we go. That
All
is
right.
the big plan.
Let's start with Shaggy first. So Shaggy slides down with his staff. Give me a luck check, please.
Oh boy. Success.
You successfully smack the staff right on one of the keys, and you see the golden glint of the key flying out from the ride itself, landing somewhere you imagine by the entrance or the strongman thing. You did successfully smack a key off, but now you have no idea where it is. Gossamer, who is going down from your team?
Well, both Oracly and Burkham. Oracly will go
Okay.
first.
And you were gonna throw the boa, so
Yeah, like
are
hold
they
on to
both
one
going down at
end
the
and
same
like the
time,
other
or?
end use it to because it's magical and it'll grapple things. So I'm hoping
Yep.
that he can hold on to one end and throw the other end and it'll kind of grab the key.
All right. So are they both going down at the same time?
My characters, they can.
It's up to you.
Sure. Burkham was also thinking of using his grappling hook to try and just hook it and snatch it as he goes down.
Okay. All right. Give me a luck check for Burkham.
For Burkham. Success.
Burkham gets up there and tries to toss the grappling hook. Now these are kind of just right within reach. Um, so you hook it, and it hooks the key and kind of tears it off the string with a little twang, and it falls right into your lap between your legs as you're sliding down. Oracly, do you want to make a luck check or do you want to make an attack roll with the boa? Either will be at a +2.
I think I'll do an attack roll. My luck's not very good.
All right, give me an attack roll with your feathered boa.
With a +2. Wow, that was terrible.
That was terrible. You throw the boa, and it just kind of, the key is too small. It comes around the key, wraps around it, but before it has time to constrict, you're already zooming past that point, and it kind of constricts over air as it just releases the key.
Okay.
Lou, do you have anybody that's going down?
Yeah, so Jarsum's going down on the, with the pitchfork out in front of him, trying to just like spear the whole wire and as many keys as he can. And I think Kickjaw's just going to give him a good push to get him started. Everybody else is going to wait at the top of the slide.
All right, give me a luck check for Jarson, please. As you reach up to stab the pitchfork, Kickjaw kind of pushed you a little harder than you anticipated, and you're flying down this slide. You thought it was going to be a lot slower, but you've got a really slick spot. And as your pitchfork goes up, it kind of just shoots right underneath it, and you miss all the keys. Mark, who is going for you?
So I had all mine go up to the top, and I can send Seraph.
You can send them all down if you want.
Sure, I'll send them all down then. And so Finny, being a halfling, takes Mr. Tittlefinks up there, and she sits down and she's holding up Mr. Tittlefinks above, saying, "Grab a key, Mr. Tittlefinks, grab a key," as she slides down.
All right, make me a luck check with Finny. Actually, don't even make that luck check. So as you slide down, holding up Mr. Tittlefinks, his animatronic hands just kind of go up in the air as you're going down, like he's riding a roller coaster, and the key hits him right in the forehead and kind of flies past him.
Tittlefinks!
Tittlefinks missed the key.
You missed the key. Seraph, as he's going down, of course, Seraph always is looking to kind of game the system. So he's like scraping his dagger, trying to slow himself down. So as he gets to the key, he can just grab it easily.
Give me a luck check.
Yeah, he's not lucky at all.
Trying to stab your dagger into it, it feels like this is polished wood. It has almost been petrified because your dagger does not find any purchase. And it's so slick, kind of almost like marble, that you're not able to dig in enough. And as you're turning around trying to slow yourself, you overestimate the distance of the key and it just flies right past you.
Right. So Barclay and Barclay's got a grappling hook he's going to use to try and hook one as he goes down, and Elion is just going to slide down, and he's an elf. He's just thinking, I've got quick reflexes. I'll just grab it.
All right. Give me a luck check with both of them, and Barclay can have a +1.
Okay, Barclay.
Same kind of maneuver that the previous grappling hook did. You hook it, and it kind of drops right into your lap as you're sliding down on the canvas bag. And Ilion reaches up and snatches one right off the wire, almost as if it was just too easy. Ilion is sliding down and just plucks it out of the air. Perfect timing. Success. And Warnock, what are you doing?
So Siegfried is going to get chucked from the top, right? So Thaddeus is going to throw him off the top, and he's going to try to flutter down and land on the wire.
Okay. Give me a luck check for that. First, a luck check for throwing Siegfried. So Thaddeus' luck check first.
Thaddeus?
So
Oh, no. He's not good at throwing roosters, apparently.
as he's sliding down, he
As
throws the
God is my
rooster,
witness, I thought they could fly.
but the force of throwing an object doesn't translate to throwing it up. The chicken, in fact, once you throw it up, hits you in the face, and its wings are flapping all over the place as you're still trying to get a key. Both you and Siegfried just sail past the keys. And
Hey,
finally, Zerathon.
Balfrin redeemed random joke or random fact.
That
in chat.
is not for that. All right. That is for drawing with Brad McDevitt on Mondays. But how many legs or tentacles does a squid have? Does anyone know?
6?
10. Well, they have 8 tentacles and 2 arms. Random fact, the 2 arms only have 1 suction on them, so they are not considered tentacles.
Pseudopods.
There you go, Bao.
That was pretty
Is that
random.
worth the? Oh, he
And,
said 10. Bao knew.
He's wrong though. It's 8 and 2, so he is incorrect.
Man.
All right, Josh, what are you doing?
Just lowering myself down to the 20-foot mark and picking a key.
All right, so you tie a rope off, and your other 3 are holding it. Who's going down?
Gyarados, the halfling.
Gyarados gets about 5 feet down, and well, let's say you get all the way. We'll say you get about 20 feet down. Make me a luck check, please, for Gyarados. Gormadoc.
Fail.
All right. So this is what happens after you guys successfully do or don't get your keys. Some of you grin at the prowess of your successful snatch of the key. However, the smile is short-lived. A loud boom behind you causes you to look back. The jester's head is now alive. Flames shoot up within the eyes as a gust of foul breath blasts from the mouth, causing you to gag. Vicious blades and spikes suddenly spring up from random sections of the slide, all churning like gears in some twisted machine of death. And this is going to be handout. Let's see. Number 9, Elena. So what happens is the fire that is emitting from the
mouth,
the jester's face and his eyes, and the mouth almost kind of closes and snaps the rope, temporarily cutting off the sight of those of you behind the mouth who haven't gone yet. So you can't see the demise of your companions. So Gorbadoc is now sliding down, and this happens just as he's about to grab a key. So he is freaked out. He had kind of just walked down the slide, and all of a sudden the boom made him look back. The rope snapped. He fell and is now sliding and missed the key. I need everyone that is going down to make one more luck check for those characters going down.
For Gyarados, he has Lucky Roll, Fox's Cunning, Find Disable Traps. Does that affect that at all?
It will not, because you're already sliding. You don't have the possibility of stopping and disabling anything.
So the luck is for anyone that has not gone yet, correct?
The luck is for anyone currently on the slide. Where you guys were at, we stopped with everybody at the 20-foot mark, and you're going that fast, and now you're hitting all these. You have 30 feet to go to get to the bottom.
Oh, so we're all like halfway down the slide? That's what we're playing?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
I ended
You-
everybody's thing at the 20-foot mark where they got the keys, and then
Gotcha.
went on to the next person.
Okay.
All right, so where did we? I should have typed something in. Where do we start those luck
Lots
checks?
of failure.
Should be right after my 18 failure. Should be
That
the
is where they
first one.
start, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll start with Gormadoc. Did Gormadoc pass or fail?
Fail. And I can't spend any
Gormadoc,
points?
no, not on the luck check.
Okay.
Because if you spend points, it just makes your luck harder.
Okay.
So Gorbadoc is going to take 5 points of damage as he is just hits a meat grinder lawnmower section of the slide, and his remains are just kind of eaten up in this grinder, and then you see them spit out into the air
Is
at the bottom, kind of
if
raining the
that's all the
bottom
hit
with
point,
blood and
if that
bones.
if that takes him to 0, then he's dead, yeah?
He's dead.
Okay. Nice.
All right. Warnock, did Thaddeus and Siegfried fail or save?
They both failed.
Siegfried is going to take 1 point of damage, while Thaddeus takes 4 points of damage.
I believe Thaddeus is chopped suey at this point.
So as Thaddeus is getting grinded up in this meat grinder, he throws Siegfried in the air. And
God.
Siegfried, just kind of gets caught by a flying bone, but is able to float and flap down to the ground.
Okay.
Mark, how did you do on those luck checks?
Barclay and Finney and Elion passed, but Seraph failed his luck check.
Seraph takes 1 point of damage. Is Seraph still alive?
That is the 1 point he had.
He is chewed up by the spinning blades and the whirling knives and is spit out in a similar scene. Lou, how did you do on your luck checks?
I failed it tremendously.
You are going to take 4 points of damage.
Oh yes, that will be all for me.
And that is Jarsum?
Shoot up and spit out, yep.
All right. And so when these guys are chewed up and spit out, all their belongings are also spit out with them. So their belongings are scattered all around the bottom of the ride. What about you, Gossamer? How did you do?
I'm good. Both my guys succeeded.
So yeah, as you're sliding down, sections come up behind you, but you're already past those sections, so you arrive safely, landing in the pillows with a nice little puff. Cirrus, how did Shaggy do?
Shaggy did not do well. He failed.
Shaggy is only going to take 1 point of damage.
Well,
Nice.
the funny thing is about that, that's exactly how many hit points Shaggy has. Shaggy has consumed his last Scooby snack.
So Shaggy, even though that lovable Shaggy thought he could get away, he just gets ground up. And so any keys that your character successfully got are also spit out along and clatter at the end of the ride. And then the jester's mouth kind of freezes and the mouth opens back up. The players at the top of the slide can now look down and see that parts of the bottom of the slide are covered up in blood. They don't see any of the gears or knives or spinning blades, but they do see, Siegfried at the bottom, and Burkham and Orly, and anyone else who survived. But the rest of the group is nowhere to be seen.
What the hell happened? We yell down.
Oracly jumps up and he's like, "Oh, that was fun." Then he looks back and then he just sees the carnage and he goes, "Oh."
Siegfried is going to eat the candy heart that Thaddeus had in his pocket.
Thaddeus went down the slide, right? Oh, yeah. The
Yeah, he
candy
got
heart is
murdered.
just laying there right on the ground.
So he's gonna peck
Give
at that
me
sucker.
give me a fortitude save for Siegfried, please.
Got 1 hit point left, so this could be the end of him too.
You just have one chicken
Oh,
left?
at -1. Nice.
What did you get?
I got a 2.
Do you want to stay on a 2?
Probably not. I remember this having to be like an 11 or something.
You remember correctly. It does have to be an 11.
So I will spend just about all my luck. So I'll burn, let's see, 9 points of luck.
All right. Siegfried has now feel energized. He is healed completely and gains 2 permanent hit points, bringing him to 4 hit points. All right.
Nice.
So what is everyone at the top of the ride doing now?
I yelled, "What the hell just happened? Where'd everybody go?"
So you heard Oracly say that, it wasn't good. There was a massacre. I think Oracly, did you tell him about the stuff that popped up in the slide?
No, he was excited because it was fun, but Burkham would have more of a level head and respond back. "It turned into a trap. They got caught up like some kind of meat grinder."
Right? Try and go down the steps and like we have keys. I don't think you need to do the slide.
Yeah, we got a couple.
Looking over to the steps are gone. I mean, they
How
were
high?
there a second ago. And it just appears that they've either disappeared or invisible, or I don't know, they're not there.
Ass is gonna just jump off and flutter down. Just try to use his chicken wings, glide down.
Give me a luck check, Bass. As you are jumping over the side, Bass, and fluttering down, all of a sudden you hear a humming and thrumming from down near the bottom, and a small finger bone spits out of the ride, clipping your wing for 1 point of damage. But you do make it down to the bottom.
Dagnarlet, let's see, what's he gonna do? He's gonna. I got nothing there.
So did Burkham and Oracly both get a key?
Oracly did not. Burkham did.
You see the prize closet that you have seen before materialize right at the exit of the ride. And it opens up with a carnival-like happy music.
Oracly like slaps Burkham on the shoulder. He says, "Good job, you got one. Go get your prize." And Burkham just kind of shrugs off. I think he's gonna. Burkham would wait to see the fate of everyone else and get the group together again before going to collect his prize.
Okay. All right. What's everybody at the top doing? We'll start with Zerathon. You got 3 guys up there. What are you going to do with them?
Poking away where the steps used to be. Is there anything there?
Nothing. Goes right through it.
And how much rope do we got left up here?
Do you have any rope at all?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was tight. We were holding on to it.
I should have asked you. Did you have rope in your character sheet?
Yes. Well,
So
it
yeah,
was.
you got 30 feet left because it chopped off 20,
Okay.
and it is
Uh,
50 feet high.
oh, it's 50 feet high. It doesn't get us there all the way. What's a 30-foot fall do? Enough to kill you?
Two-
Probably.
20-foot fall would be
3D.
2d6.
Oh yeah. So there's a chance. He's going down. Thegnarlet, head first, helmet on, going for it.
All right, all three of them.
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right, give me
And trying
luck
to grab
checks with all
keys
three.
for keys or for
Yeah,
surviving the.
give me a luck check for the keys first. Siegfried is safely at the bottom. Mark, what about Elion, Fenny, and Barclay?
They all went down and they're at the bottom, so they're watching to see if the other's gonna make it down. A couple of them got keys.
And who got keys?
So Elion and Barclay got a key.
All right.
Welcome.
And Lou, you still got Kickjaw and Vasici up there, I think.
Yeah, Vasici probably is just going to order Kickjaw to slide them down the slide. So obediently, Kickjaw will grab a potato sack and put the chicken on his lap and scoot himself down the slide.
All right, give me some luck checks. And Gossamer, is Abigail, you got everybody down. Cirrus, what about Velma, Daphne, and Fred?
All right. So, is that rope down yet? Or are we in the process of putting it down?
I don't think he tied the rope off to the side. He just kind of went down, didn't he?
I'm leaving the rope if someone else wants to try and do something with it.
There is 30 feet of rope there.
And it looks like it's descendable with that 30 feet of rope?
Descendable where? Down the slide or down the side of the slide?
Side of the side.
You could descend 30 feet and then you'd have a 20-foot drop.
Oh, which is suicidal at this point. All right. Let's go down the slide again. Why not?
All
One more
right, give me
time with
some
that
luck
effort.
checks.
Yeah. Well, actually, we're going to do 3 people in a conga line. And what we're going to do is, right? We're going to have, I've got crowbars and I will use them. So we're going down crowbars first to jam up the works, right? Head first, crowbars out. We're going to jam up the works. We're playing music as we go down too. This is going to be epic. And I think I'm
Right.
going to have Velma try to knock down an extra key on the way because why not? Let's go out with style here.
All right, give me a luck check for Velma.
All right. Here we go, Velma. Sorry. It would be Daphne. Because she doesn't have a crowbar. It'll be Daphne's luck check. Here we go.
Okay. All right. So if we only got 5 minutes left, so if you guys, I'm going to cut out the story and we're going to kind of get to it. If you guys succeeded on that luck check, you've grabbed a key. I won't describe all the ins and outs, but now I need everyone else going down to make one more luck check as the clown's head comes to life again, fires explode out, the mouth, you hear a and let me everyone else going down, make one more luck check to try to avoid these grinding gears.
Do the crowbars in any way prevent any of the blades or block any of the blades?
I will let you know after I find out if you passed or not. So you've got Fred, Daphne, and Velma going down. Velma's in front with the crowbar, correct?
Yep.
Did Velma pass her luck check?
That would be a no.
Did Daphne pass her luck check?
That would be a consistent no.
Did Fred pass his luck check?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the Scooby Gang.
Aw. No.
It's a slaughter.
All right. So what happens is Velma is going first, and she has the crowbar. She jams it into the gears, and the gears greedily grind it up, pulling Velma inside for 3 points of damage. This does cause the sack to get kind of eaten up and jammed in there with the crowbar, and Fred and Velma each take 1 point of damage. Fred and Daphne each take 1 point of damage as they're kind of thrown over the remnants of Velma and kind of slide over her. So are Fred and Daphne still alive? And is Velma still alive?
For the chat channel, one of the Scooby Gang is still alive. Daphne is still here. She's got 2 hit points left.
So Fred, even though Daphne was, that makes sense because Daphne was second in line, so she got the benefit of sliding over Velma's chewed up body, and then Fred, he thought he was clear, but his ankle gets caught in there and just ripped off, and he's sliding down, but blood is gushing out of his leg. Gossamer, you have everyone down, right?
Correct.
Kickjaw and Vasici, did they pass or fail, Lou? The second luck check.
They passed the second one.
All right, so both of them arrive down safely. If they pass their previous luck check, they have a key. Do either of them have keys?
So I was only rolling for Kickjaw because he was holding the Sichi, so he did both luck checks.
All right, so Kickjaw has a key, and Vasici ran out and grabbed it. Mark, everyone is down, correct?
Yep.
Warnock, everyone is down. And Zerathon, how did you do on your second luck checks for Kita, Ian, Wolf, and Thak?
Fail, pass, fail. Wait, Slippery
All right.
Kita was the only one who made both luck checks.
So Kita gets down there safely. She
With a key.
grabbed a key.
Mhm.
Ian Wolf failed, is that correct?
Yeah.
Ian Wolf takes 5 points of damage. And Theg failed.
Yep.
Theg takes 3 points of damage.
Wait, he's. Oh, did you take them off already?
No, you mark your character sheet yourself.
No, it says max HP is 4, but current HP is 1.
I don't. That might be because you didn't fill in both blanks when we were doing the character sheet.
Oh, okay. Well,
so he is at 1 point. He
turns
gets
out
scraped
it's
and
a-
scratched.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gets spit out onto the pillows. That is going to be our time tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for GrapeApe's Reaver Express. The players have successfully landed in the velvety pillows. Some of them, we've lost quite a few. Players, all that equipment is spit back out, including keys that the other ones passed as they went down. So sometime in the next 2 weeks, get on your character sheets on Roll20 and adjust the inventory if you could. And we will see what happens with the prize closet in 2 weeks' time. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and have a good night. Josh, you got a small announcement. Go.
Oh, Gary Con, which Goodman Games is going to be at, is it next week?
It's next
I
weekend.
don't even. Yeah, it's next
Yeah,
weekend.
starts Thursday.
Right.
The
I
first
gotta be.
3 people to say GaryCon in chat get a free ethereal virtual badge.
We've got virtual games. If you'd like a free badge, if you don't already have one, I know some of the people in chat already do. But if you'd like a free badge, just say GaryCon, and we're gonna get you a free badge.
If you're looking
First
for a
3
game,
people.
I've got some slots in my Dare Luck Club games. If you like the Goonies and that kind of thing.
Oh, is it a virtual game that you're running?
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
It's a great game. I'm in both of those games, Lou. And Sirius,
right.
you had something you wanted to say?
We just want to point out that the Humble Bundle for Ukraine is out and live right now. It dropped and started this morning. Terrific bundle of both pen and paper tabletop games and your traditional video games. So please take a look at that. It's a great selection of games for a great price and great cause.
It goes to help
You got a link for that? You can drop in chat, or
will do.
All right.
Gossamer Chains and Cyrus Dwayne, just direct message me. Anyone else? We got one more if someone would like it. Yes, T. Satley, you are already going to GaryCon. Let's see. direct message me on Twitch or here on Discord. I'm Zerathon here as well, on the GaryCon Discord as well. And we'll get you set up with a badge. I'm going to need your email, your first, last name, and your Discord handle. So that's it. And if
All right.
anyone who's playing here wants a badge too, let me know.
I might get one of those. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
didn't know what was going on this weekend.
It's not this weekend. It's next weekend.
Next weekend, even
Yeah.
better. So I got a
Yeah.
4-day weekend next weekend. So cool.
Right on. Yeah.
Mm.
Play some games, man.
All
Absolutely.
right, everybody. We will see you April 1st from 8 to 11 Central Standard Time. Everybody say goodbye.
Let me see you.
Well, good night.